Hello folks, hope everybody's doing really good. Today we're looking at a Peavey dyna base. This is an older one, belongs to a friend. It's neck through, really nice workmanship on the body and stuff too. This is made in USA as well. Some really nice wood here. It's dirty and dusty, so we got to clean it up. It's got actives in it, so something's gone awry with those, so we need to check that out as well. We'll probably clean the frets up and address that while we're right here. I like the inlays. They're really kind of neat, them ovals. Something different. All right, let's flip it over and we'll have a peek at the back. Okay, here's a shot of the back right here. As you can see, it's neck through, and it's really well done. Now, the back of it is scalloped out for your belly. It's kind of cut like this. I think you can see that on camera. Kind of a nice touch. Now, this is where your battery would go. The battery cover's missing, so we're going to probably make something. And I can see already that the ground wire is not hooked to the battery snap, so we'll take a peek at that. We're going to take a peek inside here. He did tell me that him and his dad did some wiring to it a long time ago, and it didn't quite work out, so we got to check that out. Here's the back of the headstock. Patent pending number. Really nice, and the wood is just flamed right up. Really pretty. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean it up before we work on it. So we're going to get to that right now. Okay, so what I'm using here is some of this stuff. Gobi Labs. It's kind of water-based. It is water-based. It says it right there. It works okay, I don't hate it, but I have other polishes that I like better, but this one does work, so. And it happened to be right on the bench, so we might as well use it. Alright, I can feel some sticky stuff back there, so we want to get that kind of addressed and get it off there, whatever it is. It's almost like old sticker residue or glue or something is what it feels like. Boy, that's a really pretty piece of wood here. Now I know what that is. There was a piece of packing tape across the battery compartment, so that's probably what I'm feeling. Is that old glue on there and just being kind of stubborn. So again, I'm not looking for a finished product here right now. I just want to get the dirt and the dust off it before I handle it and get my hands all dirty, and it will just spread all over the guitar. So all right, let's flip it over. And we're going to do the same thing here. I don't try to spray the electronics if I can help it. Just, kind of get around it and just kind of work it in with your cloth. Especially this water-based stuff. I don't want water getting on the pickups or anything, so. But again, it works good. You just spray it on and keep rubbing until it's gone, and it delivers a nice shine. So what I probably will do with this is eventually, I'm guessing I'm gonna have to look up the schematic on this and see what the wiring entails, and I'm just gonna put a little more on here and clean this fretboard off real quick, rehydrate it a little bit. This probably has never been oiled, or at least for a long time, so that's not going to hurt a thing. All right, so I think what we'll do now is flip it over and we'll take the back cover off here and see what's going on with the electronics. There we go. Okay. I remember my friend that owns this telling me that him and his dad did something to it. He really wasn't sure what they did, but some of the controls didn't function after that, so I want to just take a peek in here and see if I can figure out what happened. And I need to solder that on. I'll probably put a new battery snap right on. I got some brand new ones, so. Okay, here we go. We got a circuit board. And I'm guessing the only way to get that out is to take the knobs off and unscrew the pots, which there's 5 of them plus a switch. And I am guessing those are all hooked to that circuit board, which is a pain. But it's going to have to be done. Maybe what I will do first is I might solder the battery snap on first, put a battery on it, and just see if I get any signal at all. And maybe I won't have to remove this, but I can see a couple things that look like they're not factory soldered. That being one right here, this white wire. Either that or it's a cold joint. I can see some of the end of the wire sticking out, so I don't know. I think I'll do that first. I'll put a battery in it and see what happens if I get any sort of signal or anything. It could be worth a try. Maybe it was just this that was going wrong. I really don't know. In any case, I think that's the first step. And if it doesn't pan out, then I guess what we'll do then is pull this out, take a peek, see what's going on. All right, let's solder the battery snap back on and see what happens. Okay, guys, so what I did is, excuse me, I reattached the battery snap and put a new battery in this thing. The jack, I think it needs a new jack. I got it plugged into an amp. And I can hear noise coming through, so it is passing signal. I think what I'm going to do is probably put a new jack in it, clean the pots. This switch is all loose. I really don't know what it goes to yet, so I need to do a little research on this and see what all this stuff does. But that's a good thing that we're passing signal. If you're not, then it usually amounts to something on the circuit board or just a bad connection somewhere, so it can be a real headache. It's nice to, troubleshoot it and nail it like within the first few steps, so that keeps you interested as well, because boy, it can be a pain when you can't figure them out. All right, guys, well, that's going to be the next move, I guess, is I'm going to install a new jack, clean the pots, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, I'm going to give it a topside spray first. I like to do that, even though I'll probably remove all these pots, and they'll be attached to the circuit board, which might be tough to get in the backs of them anyway, but I'm going to look into it. And I always like to hit them topside because gravity will pull it down in there. I did tighten this switch back up, which was really loose. Yeah, there's dirt and stuff coming out of there. I'm using Max electronic cleaner. This stuff works pretty good. You can get it at most auto parts stores like Napa or you know, CarQuest or one of them places. Now, when you do this, you want to give them a good spray and turn them at the same time and try to wash some of that out of there. That one, I think it's got a halfway point. Either that or it's just got a really bad contact. No, it's a halfway. Okay. It felt like it just a really, really bad potentiometer. This one might need to get replaced. I'm not sure. That one feels kind of funky too. But that one's really tight. Yeah, I'm noticing most of these have an indent, you know, like a halfway point. So I'm not really sure what the whole electronic layout is, but that one's really stiff, so give that one another shot. Like I said, this just allows me to get some cleaner in the top side. And the next move will be to remove the circuit board. I'll pull that out and see if I can spray those pots from the back side. I mean, I don't really know if they're any good or not. They seem to function. And like I said, they all have this notch, like a halfway point, so I don't think they're bad. I think they're just, you know, a little dirty, and a little cleanup might help them. So there's two different kinds of stuff that I use for doing this. Well, I like to use this stuff sometimes too. This is Neutral Control Cleaner. It has kind of an oily film to it, which this stuff seems to just evaporate really quick. So this stuff will actually lubricate it too, which is nice. So I use this on certain applications, and I use the other stuff. They make something called Deoxit, which is a good cleaner too. It's really expensive, but it does work well. I find that this Max electric cleaner works as good as anything I've tried. So, and it's, you know, it's not really expensive. Okay, guys, we're just gonna give one more shot right into the jack here, and I'll clean that out with a Q-tip and a piece of paper towel, and clean the oxidization out of it. And I think the jack's fine too. I think everything was just kind of dirty and gunked up, so I think we're going to be in pretty good shape on this one. We just gotta get some bass strings for it. I don't have any in stock, so some new strings are in order. And I'm going to make some covers, a truss rod cover and a battery compartment cover. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. It'll probably either be, you know, maybe part of an old pick guard, could be plastic, maybe wood. Haven't really made my mind up yet, so we'll come up with something. And I'm going to clean all this hardware up, and these got roller saddles, so I want to lube those up too. And I'll probably lube the tuners up, you know, make sure they're functioning. They feel kind of loose, a little worn out, but we'll address them one way or the other. Okay, guys, I think that's about all I can really do with this one for now until we get some strings. There's still a bunch of cleanup to do, so I'll address that and put a cover on it. And when we get the new strings, we'll string it up and see what's going on. Seems to be that all the pickups are working, and between now and the time I get the strings, what I'm going to do is look up the schematic and figure out what all these knobs do, and we'll go from there. And also this switch, I'm not sure what that does. So you know, all in all, it's a really nice bass, and I'm sure this sounds really, really good. I think this is from the late 80s, maybe. I'll have to ask him. I know he got it when he was a young kid, so we'll find out what year it is and all that too. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a couple little dings. I mean, he played this a lot, so, you know, it's bound to get a little rash on it. It's just the way that goes. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll give you a nice demo when we get it all back together. It's a really nice bass, and you know, it's straight as an arrow, and the construction is amazing, honestly. Pretty heavy bass too. It's no lightweight, I can tell you that. The frets feel good on it too. I don't think I'm gonna do anything more than just clean them up, and I might recrown a few of them, but it's really just broke in nice, just about how you'd want it. All right, well, we'll see you soon, guys. Take care. Be good.